Hello, my friends, and thank you all so much for 500 subscribers. I can't believe it's happened this quickly. That said, today we're going to cover the reply from Gothix on the Black Girl Gamer situation. I'm going to let her do this mostly in her own words, but I'm not going to cover the entire video either. I do think that this video is important to watch for yourself so that you can get the information directly from the horse's mouth. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. Not going to go through, obviously, I'm not going to just play the entire damn video. We're not going to EFAP this, in other words. I'm going to try to hit the pertinent parts and call it good because, let's face it, y'all should go watch the whole video if you want all of the comments. So the first lie that Black Girl Gamers is accusing Gothix of is the idea that she was hired or worked for the community. So let's find out what she has to say about that.
Okay, so Gothix TV, aka Vanessa Rosa, per her IMDb, just so you guys know, they're not doxing me. I'm very open about what my name is. Was never recruited by Black Girl Gamers. In October 2017, Gothix TV joined BGG after learning about the community, as many of our members do via social media or word of mouth. Community membership does not equal employment or contractor. Okay, well, let's stop there. I've never said that I was employed. I never said that I was a freelancer or a contractor. I said I was a member, which I was. I was a member of your 10,000 plus safe space community that you advertise on your website. And also, by the way, just for the record, you said that as many of our members do, they found BGG via social media and word of mouth. So where did I hear about BGG from? Did I just randomly come across it online, or did someone from BGG tell me about it with their mouth?
Well, there you go. Obviously, so at least to my knowledge, she has never said that she worked for Black Girls Gamers. She's always said that she was a member of the community. All right, that checks out. I don't know why Black Girl Gamers assumes that she was in some way employed. I have to wonder if somewhere in the background if they're not confusing her and the article that Park Place put out. So we have skipped over the parts where she is talking about the guidelines that she agreed to and her own statement about racism and the problems she was having moderating the words. Like I said, I'm not putting the whole video in this video because I do think you should go watch it. There's a lot of important things that she's saying in regards to DEI, Marxism, communism, and the way we need to handle it, and I would much rather that you get that through her video than my video. I just kind of want to keep you up on the facts and rebuttals against the previous BGG thread. So here is her statement regarding when she joined the Twitch team.
In response to Gothix TV's question about tips on safety streaming on April 11, 2018, a BGG admin suggested streaming under our FKA Twitch community /team. By definition, it's voluntary to stream to a Twitch community and you are not employed or contracted. I don't know why they keep saying this. I never said that I was employed or contracted to be a part of BGG. Okay, so let me ask you this. Can I add myself to a Twitch team? Like, can I go on to Twitch right now, find a Twitch team and join it? Or do I have to wait for someone to invite me, which then I will have to accept the invitation before being added to the Twitch team? Which one is it? Did you send me an invite or did I add myself to the Twitch team?
So as Gothix points out, you cannot just voluntarily stream to any Twitch team. You indeed have to be invited. Further, a Twitch team has to be, as far as I am aware, a Twitch team has to be established by a partnered member on the site and so on and so forth. So the idea that her streaming there was entirely voluntary, like she was able to do it without having any kind of permissions to be allowed to do so, that's not true. She was obviously had to grant permissions. So there is really no lie involved here other than the obfuscation by BGG trying to imply that they in no way granted anything special or admitted her to anything. And she in no way implies or has ever stated it again, as far as she's made clear, that she was employed. She was a member. Now, I could have a little bit of an argument in regards to whether she was a recruiter or not, but I don't know how she actually came into that, and she doesn't go into too much detail. So she could indeed have been having a conversation with a member of BGG and feel as if they did recruit her into it. That is a situation of perception versus a situation of fact. All right, and so here she is going to talk about the evidence that she gave to the cookout in regards to the harassment that she received.
So I had compiled a Google Drive of various screenshots of members who were saying the most hateful thing. You want to talk about hate speech and bullying? The most nasty, derogatory things from both of these communities I compiled into a Google Drive and I sent to this person, all right? And it was so overwhelming that I literally admitted I don't have the energy to go through all of this. You know, I was in a really bad headspace. And again, I emphasize this because this is supposedly a community that cares about uplifting one another. Clearly they don't. You know, it's funny that they showed this older tweet of me feeling so victimized at the fact that someone would call me the N-word when I'm streaming and making the point that, oh, we provided support to her. We rallied behind her. But the second it's your own people, where's my protection now?
And so obviously she felt very attacked. She did indeed send evidence to the cookout. Now, I will say the one thing that doesn't quite get addressed is how Black Girl Gamers necessarily ties into that, but realistically, Black Girl Gamers doesn't really clarify how they themselves tie into it since, as they said, she didn't mention them in that information. So why that information's being presented in regards to her, I'm not sure. That seems like between her and the cookout. I don't know, right? And now we are on to the part where they remove her from the Twitch team.
On July 18th, 2019, Gothix was removed from the Black Girl Gamers Twitch community team for violating our rules while streaming. She wasn't fired or removed from the community at that point. She was just no longer allowed to associate her personal channel with BGG. And here is the thing. Gothix has been removed from the Twitch team. She is currently making problematic statements on her stream. What do you mean by problematic? What's the objective standard of problematic? What are you talking about? Can I get some specific guidelines of what would classify as a problematic statement?
And she does bring up a good point. They don't actually address what she said. They leave that up to your imagination. Not necessarily a good thing to do when you're trying to build a supposed case against somebody else. I do think it's really important to address the fact that she did not voluntarily leave the Twitch group. And for people to reflect on the idea that when you are removed from a group like that, and especially while you are feeling attacked, one might say, by other members within that group, you might think that it's probably best to leave altogether. So here's the part that I consider the most important, to be entirely honest. Addressing this message where they left out an enormous part, I think is extremely important because they definitely left something out there, and that people ignoring that and making the comment about, well, she blocked them. I am very eager to find out what was left out because you don't leave out that much of something without doing it for a reason. Yeah, this is the part. This is where they left that out. I mean, I pointed that in the last video. That's very suspicious. Now, she does go through in the video the mechanisms by which it looked like she blocked them right after they responded to her. That is something I recommend you go and watch.
Here's the part that they conveniently left out when they posted that screenshot. And then yesterday, I'm sure you saw the subtweet from Blank boasting about how I'm using my mental health as a ploy to manipulate people. I had a suicide attempt during my break as a result of the mass amounts of hate mail I was getting from cookout members, hate mail and memes.
Something important we need to start to do is when we have these people who have come from the left to the right is listening to and really trying to understand their experience within the group so that we can start helping or working on the ways we get other people out. I know a lot of really angry people out there just love to yell at other people. They really enjoy yelling and trying to get the one-upmanship and everything over those other people, especially since that seems to be all those other people care about. Devin Erickson, I will probably refer to him quite a bit, has talked about how the only thing that the Marxists want to do is win. That's all they want. It's by any means necessary for them. And that goes in every conversation. Every exchange is about winning for them. They don't care what they have to lie about. They don't care what they have to run over or feelings they hurt or anything like that. All they care about in the end is that they come out on top. So for us to defeat them, it's not going to be by us doing the same thing, because they're just going to dig in and continue to do it harder. We have to stop and listen to the people who have finally decided to change, figure out why, and figure out how we can help those who are ready to do that come over. Some of them, some of it they have to start on their own. There is no amount of anything that you can ever do to force other people to change, but you can help provide them a path even before they're ready. So another reason to go back and watch this video yourself is to listen to how Gothix talks about her experience there, and I'm sure it's in other videos too. This is just the most pertinent at this moment. So now that we're done with this part of the message, let's see where else we want to stop and talk about.
As you both share a lot of the same community members. And so as you can see, they responded, "Hey, I'm sorry to hear this. I'm keen to investigate further. Can you let me know any of the individuals involved?" And then you blocked me.
So that's two situations in which Gothix provided not just names, not just evidence, but names, an actual name. Black Girl Gamers had an actual name, and they chose to do nothing with it, and now they're claiming that they were never given any information. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to play the whole video. I've covered the most pertinent parts. They're the ones I consider the most pertinent. If you want to see the rest, definitely go watch it. There are going to probably be one or two people who comment here and try to harass me about the stuff she said, because I very much feel she's in the right. However, if they want to have that argument, they can go talk to her, because these are her words. This is what happened from her perspective. And honestly, between the two perspectives, I do trust hers more. There's a little few things I could potentially nitpick, but you know what? Overall, I understand where she came from and why she feels the way she did. And honestly, I do feel she was harassed and felt threatened to the point that she felt that she had to leave. That seems like an entirely valid conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. My friends, thank you so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. If you dislike it, go right ahead, because I don't really care. And I will catch you guys later.